Good afternoon and welcome to Glue Wednesday. Glue, God's love undoes everything. Everything that could be torn apart in your life needs to be pulled together. Hey, Sip! Oh, wonderful. Look at that. I got on a Faith shirt and one of my biggest Faith fans comes on first. What's happening, man? How you doing with the kids out there? I'm glad. Hey, what's up, Ronnie? Okay, hey, Angie. Woo, people coming in fast. And I was running late. I'm like, oh my God, I didn't do the building the audience. So hey, yeah, so we're getting on fast here. Woo, Sharon. Hey, God, how you doing down there in Dallas? Oh my God. You know what? I just looked at the old Dallas Cowboy Coke bottle that we had from when I came down there to visit you ages ago. Okay. And what's your son's name? Was it Sean? Whatever. I hope he's okay. God bless you. Hey Jane, welcome back. All right, yeah. Well, the whole gang is here. We got less than a minute. Let me put my phone on silence. You know, it's speaking of that, interesting. Now, you know how when you go to some place and they say put your phone on silent or cut it off. When I used to speak at in my life skills training class in Chicago, and I still like to do this, especially if I'm speaking with kids, I say to them, I say, you know what? You don't have to put your phone on silence or vibrate or even turn it off. I said, what I want you to do, I see all the lights going up. Thank you. God bless you. I said, what I want you to do is put your phone on a ringtone that you think I want to be interrupted by right in the middle of a strong point that I'm making. And what it does is, think about it, I've given people permission to be divergent. You know, a lot of times what happens, hey Gertrude, I'm good, about you. All right, yes, I'll be there Saturday, Ronnie. But you know, a lot of times people, when you don't give people permission, that's when they'll act out. That's why I even love today. My topic it said undecided, because you know what? As time ago, I hadn't decided what I wanted to talk about. Haven't you at some time in your life felt undecided? But at the same time, I was undecided of what I wanted to talk about. Excuse me. I thought about how sometimes we do things based on who we are, and we haven't necessarily decided what we're going to do, and that can give us some of the greatest satisfaction of all. So what I decided to do was I went back over just the last couple of days and looked at some of the posts I had, and I picked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I'm just going to share with you or review or revisit if you've seen them or if you haven't, but they're on my Facebook post. And I just want to look at these posts and give a little bit more insight into them, because that really made me feel good to see them. Thank you for the love. I just saw that. Okay, the first one I wanted to bring up is one that I did on the 24th, and it said, who you are happens in the moment, not the preparation. What you can prepare is to be blessed by the moment. So even as we think about undecided, who you are happens in the moment. You can't always be prepared for what you're going to deliver, but your message is always going to be delivered based on who you are. And you can't really prepare for that other than to constantly find ways to get to know yourself and to stay in tune with who you are. Hey, Kenneth, tough loss for the Spurs last night. I watched it, broke my heart. What's up, Haas? Welcome back. But sometimes, you know, your preparation for delivering your message is in being who you are. So when I say what you can prepare is to be blessed by the moment, because every time that you are in the moment, you're being blessed. Like, for instance, I'm alive. Right now, this is a blessed moment because I've got you to share with. I've got my faith t-shirt on. And if you know faith, F-A-I-T-H, feeling as if there's hope, recognizing that the only thing you cannot do is what you have not done, and that is you can't give up. And every one of us who's alive, we haven't given up because we've been through some stuff, but we didn't give up. So recognize that we are always blessed by the moment. It's even in the cliches we'll hear people say, every day on this side of the ground is a good one. Over the weekend, I was with my Army guys, and one of the guys says, I'm glad to be 6 foot above the ground. And I said, well, that doesn't say much for somebody who's 4 foot tall. But you just find ways to laugh about it. So always recognize that what you can prepare is to be blessed in the moment, and then recognize it that moment is there for you constantly. So I took that message and then I grouped it with the message that I did on the 22nd of March that said, you can handle the truth. Because that's from one of my favorite movies, an adaptation from one of my favorite movies, which was A Few Good Men, where Jack Nicholson said to Tom Cruise, you can't handle the truth. And so that's one of me and my sister Zette, that's one of our favorite lines where we say, you can't handle the truth. Hey, TJ, you can't handle the truth, but you can handle the truth. And the truth is that who you are makes a difference. And you're somebody's messenger. So you have to be really conscious of who you are and what message that you are preparing for people by living in the moment. See, I'm going to put all of my 5 sayings together. I grabbed them and I said, you know what, I think they connect well. And that says to me that I'm consistently being who I am and delivering the message that I've been sent to deliver. In fact, on my wall, one of my scriptural readings that I read every morning is Galatians 6:4-5. It says, be sure to do what you should, for then you will enjoy the personal satisfaction of having done your work well, and you won't need to compare yourself to anyone else, for we are each responsible for our own conduct. I don't memorize them. Okay, but do your work. You have a message to deliver, and people need you to be who you are. Oh, God, so many people are just relying on you to be who you are. If she's still on, one of my good friends, Angie Drum, she does a podcast, a Facebook Live, and you should get on her channel. It's Angie, Angie, Drum, Drumm. And I was so excited because she had me on her show a couple of weeks ago. But when I watched it the other day, she had been in a harness, where I think she had broken her shoulder or whatever. But it was one of those, those newfangled things where you got an armrest and a sling. And when I watched her show the other day, she was out of her armrest, and she does skydiving, I think, or out of a helicopter, whatever. Angie pipe in there. Hey, Gene, what's up, fam? And it was good to see her arms moving, to see that, the mobility, that she's back in her arm. But she was doing her broadcast with her arm one like this and just holding and talking, and now she's moving. See, she's been blessed in the moment. And she can handle the truth of being who she is. And that's why this one connected to, oh my God, I didn't connect that other one. Well, this other one I remembered. And it said it had to do with Jesus saying people went against me, so they're going to go against you. Free from that sling, Angie. Right, fractured the humorist. Thank you. And yes, she is a skydiver. Okay, and she's in physical therapy. That's a great woman to enjoy some of her Facebook Live. I recommend you friend her. Okay, but it was good to see Angie moving, and that's her message, because she continued to deliver her message even while she was in her sling, because she still had a responsibility. And so do you. Whatever you're going through, we still need you to deliver that message. A lot of times people suffer in silence, and we can connect that to a suicidal message as well, is when if we don't have someone to talk to and you suffer in silence, and then sometime sooner or later down the line you go into a dark space and you may decide to commit, to take your life by suicide. And so that's why it's important also to share your message. Even when you're having a tough time, find someone that you can talk to. One of the things I like that I've really been conscious of expressing upon my military audience is because of a recent book that I've read called Invisible Scars, is just reminding them that talk therapy is more powerful than psychiatric medication therapy. Because what he was saying is that if you use a lot of psychiatric medication, you are not healing yourself while in your right mind. So see, that's where the addiction comes from, is if you're using the drug and the drug is what makes you function the way you need to. Now, when you get in your right mind, you can't function. So you have to get the drug. Now your addiction is what? It's a relying upon the drug to make you feel normal. Whereas if you have the talk therapy and talk through some of your challenges that you're going through, now you can see, and like I said, you can be blessed in the moment. You can see your own rehabilitation, and you can say, oh wow, I got through that, and now I see what I needed to do to overcome this. See, it's as much as you can be conscious about what you're going through in your life, the better off you'll be. So please try to stay away from psychiatric drugs, and please make sure that you find someone that you can talk to. Don't wait to be having a bad time to find someone to talk to. Is that Sharon Pratchett? Yeah, what's up, Sharon? I'm trying not to keep my glasses on and off. Let me clean these bad boys. But, you know, find someone that you can talk to regardless. And don't wait for a bad time to start talking to somebody about your problems, because then they're going to think you're whining. You know, establish relationships. We've got old friends, you know, and you want to find ways to have conversations that are meaningful to both of you. So we've got who you are happens in the moment, not the preparation. What you can prepare for is to be blessed by the moment. And then we've got you can handle the truth on the 22nd. And then also on the 22nd, I wrote, go where you're supposed to go, so that when the rest of us get there, we can know someone with clout. See, in other words, as you're delivering your message, because you can handle the truth in the moment, as you're delivering your message, you're going to get where you're supposed to go. And now when I get there, I won't be a stranger because I'll know you, and vice versa, and on and on. See, so go where you're supposed to go, because we're also in this life not to just survive, but to thrive. As when you deliver your message as only you can deliver it, now when the rest of us get there, we can know someone who can say, look, here's what's going on here, and here's the way we want you to handle it. You know, oh, great, you're here now. We needed this done, and we knew that when you got here, you are just the right person to get this done for us. Because what, you know, I always say, life is about puzzle pieces, going from one puzzle to the next, and we're all an important piece of the puzzle. Whether you see yourself as a small, medium, or large piece of the puzzle, without you, the puzzle is incomplete. So when you show up on the scene, what I've got set up already, now what I'm lacking because of a skill or a skill set that I don't, or a blessing that I don't have, when you show up, I'm like, oh my goodness, you're just who we need to get this piece of the puzzle complete. And that's what we have to do, is recognize that as we are conscious of our blessing in the moment, when we show up, people will recognize that we are the puzzle piece that they need to move forward. P.S. by the way, as you see yourself as an important piece of the puzzle, recognize that sometimes you are the nucleus of the puzzle, which you should always be, because the world should revolve around you. I know people have made that a bad saying, but the world does revolve around you. Your needs and concerns, as they are met, that's what helps you meet other people's needs and concerns. So when you see yourself as the nucleus of the puzzle, what that means is that you have to now exhibit more patience. Because how do we complete a puzzle? We wait for the borders to go, and then we wait for the rest of the pieces to come into us. So that's what our life is about, is being that patient part of the puzzle and letting things around us build so that they can get to us and make the connection that we need to have for it, because we are a connecting point as well. Hey, what's up, Linda? Hey, what's up, Natasha? I hope to see you next month in Greenville. Okay. Meanwhile, so we've got 3 things. We've got 2 more to go. Okay. Who you are happens in the moment, and you can prepare to be blessed in that moment. You can handle the truth, because you can handle the fact that you're going to be blessed. And then when you get that blessing and you get to where you're going, make sure that you get there so that when we get there, we can know somebody with clout, because you are not just a survivor, but you are a thriver. So then on the 22nd, or 26th, I had two messages. Let me see which one I want to use first. I want to use this one first, and it says, most people don't realize that success comes from invention, not conformity. Most people don't realize that success comes from invention, not conformity. In other words, it's just like where they say, what is it? Need is the mother of invention. What's that saying? One of y'all know it? Something is the mother of invention. Ooh, I almost knew what it was. Time's up, whatever it was. But the thing is, our success comes from invention, not conformity. When you're conforming, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't compromise, that you shouldn't, make adjustments to get along with people. But if you only conform and do what everyone else is saying, if you just follow in line, there's no success behind that. Because success, one thing I always say is success is out. There's no success in the crowd. The success is outside the crowd. And that's what you have to do. While you're in the crowd, there's nothing wrong with being with a good group of people. But you can only move, when you're in the crowd, you can only move according to how the crowd moves. Your success comes from what you can do outside of the crowd and your money. And that's actually your creativity. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Angie. Creativity is the mother of invention. Okay. And so your success comes from what you can do outside of the crowd. And so then you can bring that back in. So no one actually needs to be conforming. And of course, I'm using the definition of conforming, meaning that where it's you only do what everybody else does. And yes, Angie, yeah, you've got to have that spark of individuality, because we all have it, but some of us aren't using it. See, that takes us back to how these messages go together now? That takes us back to how important it is for us to be, Oscar, you got it. In fact, that's what it is. Necessity is the mother of invention. Creativity is in there, but thank you, Oscar. Yeah, necessity is the mother of invention. Okay. But yeah, you got to get in there and recognize that your individuality makes a difference, so that you can help us all not conform to walk in a straight line the way like mummies and zombies, but recognizing that conformity also means that you can go with the flow. You can roll with the punches. Sometimes you conform to the way things are. So it's not, remember, there's more than control your vocabulary. Don't let your vocabulary control you. Look for the positive meaning, even in a word that can be potentially seen as negative. And okay, so, you've got to conform to the way things are and make the adjustments. And then you may find out, well, you know what? I like the way this is running. This is a good fit for me. Don't always decide, oh, that's not me, it's not a fit. There's some things like that, but the majority of things you need to give it a try. So my last one that I want to tie all of this in with is the post that I did on the 26th. And these are all memes that I posted on my site on Sporty I did on both my Facebook pages, 3 of my Facebook pages, and YouTube, and on Twitter, and on LinkedIn. Well, LinkedIn only lets me post one meme. Okay, so anyway, but it says strong is in retrospect. Strong is in retrospect. And see, that's what we have to recognize. Sometimes we don't, and that's why I say it's important to have that talk therapy when you're going through something. So you don't have to always be so strong. You have to be able to have that vulnerability, or recognize that you're going to be weak in some situations. And then once you look back, you can see how strong you actually were. So don't sap your strength by feeling bad about the fact that you're not strong in this moment, because maybe what your strength is just being in the moment. Sometimes, you just have to be in place. So you can look back. I always say, trust your track record, laugh at your lack record. Trust your track record. Look back and see how strong you've had to be to get through some of the situations that nobody else could have gotten through. You didn't even think you could get through those situations. You know, as Shirley sees it, you know, I got a testimony as I look back over my life. See, again, I think I want to do another broadcast about the music in our life, because the music in our life makes a difference. The lyrics that we hear, we sing them and we don't even hear what we're saying sometimes. We're blessing our spirits with the words from a song so often and not recognizing that if we would just live that song, it would be a huge blessing in our life. Thank y'all for the love and the thumbs. But yeah, as I look back over my life, I have a testimony. I am truly blessed. And I confess, I have a testimony. So some of the things that you went through, you didn't think you'd be able to get through. Who just came in? Hey, Sheila Jackson, what's up? Grant is all over the house today. Thank y'all. But, you know, you know, all of us have shown a great amount of strength. Ronnie asked me on this, and I'm going to go on and give this shout out if she's going to see me Saturday. Well, we'll be having a homegoing ceremony for my aunt Noreen, and so shout out to Carolyn and to Naja and Debbie and you know, and Model Sierra, everybody. Yeah, I'm going to be giving a message from our grant projects people, because we just lost one of our grandmothers, Noreen Ray, and you know what? Her birthday would have been next week, by the way. So she died 2 weeks short of her birthday. I don't know what age she would have been, but I'm looking forward to it. This will be my 18th funeral that I've spoken at. You know, and I know people say, "Oh my God," you know, I really, again, that's one of those cliches that we use where people say, you know, people should cry when you come into the world and celebrate when you leave. You know. I enjoy and appreciate the blessing of being asked to speak at somebody's funeral and celebrating them, because you know, my message is not going to be, you know, crying and feeling bad. You know, there's enough of that to go around. Hey, Charity, you know, it's just going to be a heartfelt message about a woman that I loved. You know, she's one of the women that's responsible for having raised me. I grew up on the 5th floor. Their family was on the 7th floor. So yeah, definitely going to have a good time celebrating Noreen Rain, and I'm going to give her a shout out on this Saturday. But let's again remember that I'm celebrating you every day, and that you need to be celebrating yourself every day. If you don't celebrate you, how can you expect other people to celebrate you? They won't know what you're happy about. See, so, you know, there's so many different ways that we can look at this, and like they say, slice this apple. You know, there's so many ways we can look at the joy in life. I got some people that came on I want to say hi to. Hey, what's up, Laura Godot? And hey, Denise. Man, long time. Hope all is well. You know, God, last time was when you first moved into your condo down there on off of Michigan. Okay, and thank you for the condolences, Angie. But let me finish the message again, and just say, let's just put all of those memes together. Recognize whenever I post a meme, I'm feeling that thing. You know, I'm doing what I'm supposed to do to deliver my message. And when I go to your page, I expect that you should be doing what you do to deliver your message as well. So make sure that, you know, if we look at, again, the topic today was undecided, but we are undecided. In fact, here's another way I look at undecided. I call it, I live by the Moses principle, where, you know, when someone says to me, "Oh, I'm looking forward to hearing what you have to say at a speaking engagement," I say, "Yeah, me too." Because I don't know what I'm going to say. I know what I came to talk about. And so recognize that that's another way that you have to look at me being undecided. I may not have decided what I'm going to talk about, but I know what I may not have decided how I'm going to say it, but I know what I came to talk about. So I'm always happy to be undecided, because I know that God is going to give me the message that I need to deliver when I need to deliver it. Don't you know? Haven't you heard somebody say, "You were talking to me"? Haven't you said that at a church, that the preacher was talking to me? The speaker doesn't have to be in a church. The speaker was talking to me. When you meet somebody and they say something to you, say, you know what, I really needed that message. And this just gave me one more idea. Last year when I competed in the speech contest with Toastmasters, and I talked about my mother's death. And when it was over, I didn't win the title for the speech contest champion, but someone came up afterwards and said, you know what, I really thank you, because I've been dealing with my I don't know if she said it was her mother or her father's death, and I was having a hard time with it. And as you talked about it, it helped me. See, that's what's important to me. Every time I speak, y'all, I want my message to touch somebody. It's just one. I go for the one every time, and my one, I always tell people when you speak, always go for your one, and my one is me. I like to make sure that I touch me by telling the truth, so that when I find out that you are the person that I touched, I know I touched you with the right thing. And then that just gives me now another dose of God's touch and the glue that keeps it all together for every single one of us. So keep sharing the message, and I thank you for coming on and sharing this message. Next week, I'll be broadcasting live the next day, because I'm going to be in Osaka, Japan, and it'll be Thursday. It'll be Thursday when I'm broadcasting Glue Wednesday. I did that math and figured I better double check. But I'm looking forward to that for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, for the next 2 weeks, giving you my live broadcast from Osaka, Japan. And this is a great opportunity I'm getting. And me and my friend Marvin, we will be friends. It'll be in July. We celebrate 50 years of being friends. So we're calling this our Golden Friendship Tour. And we're going over there because his son, Marcus Blakely, is continuing in pursuing his dream, playing professional basketball with a team in Osaka, Japan. So, pray for Marvin, pray for his son Marcus, pray for me, and definitely pray for them pilots that we're going to be flying. I'm going to give a shout out to United Airlines because that's who we'll be flying. And I think the other one that we're connected to is called Nippon Airlines. So pray for all of those airlines and for those pilots, but recognize that I always know who my real pilot is. God is my pilot, and he's the glue that helps us all keep it together. Thank you. God bless you. And I'll see you next week. Over and out. Ciao.